Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today we're going to be playing some Dynasty Warriors 8. Excuse me. We're going to be playing some Dynasty Warriors 8 on PC. I know quite a few people have been wondering, God, I've got some phlegm in my throat. But I know a lot of people have been wondering, how is this game? Now, I don't know if the audio levels are going to be good. They kind of look a little on the low side. But just let me know if we're a little too quiet on the game, or a little too loud on the voice, or what have you. But we're going to actually... One moment. There we go. Getting too much light behind me. That looks better. How's everybody doing? God, excuse me. I think it's gonna end up being a pretty chill playthrough. I'm just gonna be playing through story mode. I still have to beat Wu, Shu, Jin, and Lu Bu's story. I haven't even touched any of the Extreme Legends stages, so that's also still left on the plate. I've really only beat Wei's story. Excuse me. Sorry for the bodily functions. Just got finished eating some pizza, so. Yeah, that's the one thing that a lot of people have been asking me to talk about, is whether or not the PC version of Dynasty Warriors 8 is, decent enough to buy on PC. Let's try to get this light a little bit better. I'm looking too pale. I know I'm white as fuck, but ooh. Yeah, I think this is gonna be the best lighting for me. Oh, I'm in the same boat. I'm ready to play this because, well, this is also one of my favorites. I don't know if it's, like, the favorite game. I've thought about which Dynasty Warriors is my favorite, but, yeah. I don't know which one would be my favorite. Oh no. I am planning to get every port of every Warriors game ever, cause I'm doing those the graphics comparison videos over on my second channel. So eventually there is going to be a Dynasty Warriors 8-1 on there. I just need the Switch port, and I think that's the only one I'm missing. And I'm just waiting to find either a physical copy for a good deal, which I think the cheapest I've been able to find it for is like $100. It's a little on the crazy side. And then the other option is just to wait for the digital version to go on sale, which It doesn't go on sale very often, but when it does, I think it goes on for like 50% off or something like that. But I do want to get every port that's out there for every Warriors game. Whoop. Good thing that wasn't showing. If you click off of the game, like if you click on any other window, which I might actually quickly increase the volume of the... How's that? Is that still on the quiet side? Oh, thanks, Terry. We'll see. We'll see where I get. I still need to get a lot of other games before I go for actually doing Dynasty Warriors 8, because I kind of want to do them in order. I know I've done a couple out of order, like Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires I did out of order, but I didn't get the PC footage for that because there was no PC demo. Not that I remember anyways. I don't know if that's changed. But yeah, I'm trying to do them all in order. I could probably do Samurai Warriors 1 now, because it only had 2 ports. The PS2 and the original Xbox. Oh, excuse me. But, Dynasty Warriors 5 had a PC port. They ported over the, the Xbox 360 version over onto PC. So I need that, and then Dynasty Warriors 6, I think I have all of the versions. PC, PS2, PSP, PS3, 360. I already did Dynasty Warriors 7. I just need Switch for Dynasty Warriors 8. I need the PC version of Samurai Warriors 2. I think there's a PC version. No, there's no PC version of Samurai Warriors 3. What doesn't run on Windows 10? No generic officer scenario? All right, let's get into this. Let's actually get into the game itself. Which, like I said, I've already finished Wei's story. I haven't finished Wu's story, so we're gonna finish this, and then we're gonna move on to Shu. Super huge delay between the live and chat? That's odd. Oh, that's because what you're seeing on the live stream is in real time for what I see, not necessarily what you see. So, this should hopefully help you know when I see something. Like, when I see, or like when your comment pops up on the live stream, that's when I'm going to be able to see it. I might not see it right away because I'll be looking over at the game, but, you know, it at least helps that way. Plus, like, for me, taking just like, what you see on the live stream helps me with re-uploading to the second channel. But anyways, we're gonna get into this. I think we're gonna pick Gunning, because he's only level 20. I don't think I have any weapons equipped for him, so let's do that. And we want Quick Learner, Rage Springs, Havoc, and Attack. Just be more detailed. Excuse me. Begin the battle. Don't know why it just paused right there, but whatever. My lord, are you sure about this? I know and the cutscenes don't look bad. Like, the PC version of Dynasty Warriors 8 doesn't look bad. It doesn't look as good as it could.
It does not matter. If we must include Liu Bei in order to destabilize Cao Cao,
excuse me.
so be it. I see. Give and take, as they say. Though, I must admit,
My favorite non-playable officer would probably be Yao Hua. I think he needs to become playable. It is beyond the time where that should be, or that guy should be playable. Hey Terry, welcome to the chat. Do you guys care about the cutscenes? Do you want to see them? Do you want me to skip them? I'm cool either way, honestly. I've played through this story so many freaking times that it doesn't really matter to me anymore if I watch these cutscenes. Unless, you know, I've got everybody in a specific outfit, then yeah, I might want to... do I want to sell my weapons? Yeah, let's just quickly sell our weapons. I just want to get rid of all of these so that there's more space to work with. I know I'm probably not going to max out my weapons over the next couple of stages, but I'd rather not run into that issue, because money is important in this game. That's the other thing I have to get used to is, on the PC version, if you're playing with a Xbox controller, B is going to be select. Which is very weird. Hey, Shinloki. Oh, you've never played, 8? Well, hopefully you enjoy the gameplay. If you are interested, I know some people were confused seeing Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Definitive Edition on the poll, but this is indeed the Definitive Edition, and you can get it on the Microsoft Store on PC. On Steam, you can only get the Complete Edition version, which is doesn't come with any of the DLC. Alright, that's good enough. Let's go talk to Taishitsu and get out there and start this battle.
We outnumber the enemy to an overwhelming extent. Let us bring this battle to a close as quickly as possible. My unit will head straight for Hefei Castle. In the meantime,
And like, I don't know if you can
secure the central base.
notice it, but this does look pretty fucking good for
Isn't it somewhat dangerous?
for something that uses the
Increased when I am
PS3 textures.
before the enemy reinforcements arrive. Listen up.
Like, this isn't too bad. Let's be honest.
Dumb moves have gotten us in enough trouble in the past.
You try to pick secondary weapons that feel appropriate to that character. Yes, that's why I gave him just the sword. Though I don't know if the strike sword would be appropriate for him, just based on the movements. I should give it a try sometime, just to see how it looks and how it acts. Yeah, for some reason, the Microsoft Store for PC has Dynasty Warriors 8 Definitive Edition, but there is no Dynasty Warriors 8 for Xbox One. Just 360, and you can't have Extreme Legends. And then there's Empires on Xbox One. Yeah, unfortunately, Steam only has the Complete Edition. So it just comes with the Extreme Legends content and vanilla. It doesn't have any of the DLC. I mean, you can pay for the DLC.
You shall fall prey to my tactics. I shall return after reviewing my strategy. You've got no chance against me.
Plans on covering the PS5 enhancements for Dynasty Warriors 8. I do eventually, once I actually get a PS5. I don't know when that's going to happen. I hope that it'll happen eventually. Is Dynasty Warriors 8 different from the XL version? So, in the base game, you only have the story modes for Wei, Wu, Shu, and Jin, and then there's a couple of other story stages for each of the other characters. But you also have Ambition mode, and I can't remember if there's, like, challenge modes or anything, because I rarely play those. But yeah, Extreme Legends adds a story for Lu Bu, like an entire story for Lu Bu, and additional stages for all the other factions, including a new stage for each other character. It also extends Ambition mode. What else does it do? It also changes the bodyguard system, because in the old version, in vanilla, you can only have one bodyguard. In Extreme Legends, you can have up to 3, and you can take generics as well as famous officers. You just need to find them in Ambition mode. It's kind of weird seeing this game running at 60 frames. Can't seem to get my copy of XL to run at 60. Are you playing on PC? Because PC seems to be the most reliable, at least, to get steady frames. PS5 is, from what I've heard, not too bad. Yeah, that's the other thing, is, if you buy this, and then you go on Steam, and then you buy Empires, you're gonna have to buy all the DLC anyways. It just kind of sucks that, if you buy the DLC for the 360 version of Dynasty Warriors 8, that doesn't work on the Xbox One version of Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. That disappoints me, because last time I checked, oh, excuse me. The Xbox One version kind of looks better than PS4, and it's like just a little bit. And I don't know if that's because I have a 1X, because it doesn't actually have like any sort of 1X enhancements. Oh, do you have VSync on the right one, or frame skip? I can't remember if frame skip is in this. Is it in the display options? I don't know. There's a frame skip option in Dynasty Warriors 7 for PC, and I had to turn that off, and I noticed it ran at a steady 60 frames per second once I did that. So hopefully, if that's the case, hopefully that helps you with getting your 60 frames.
What? Our main camp has been captured? We'll only incur more casualties if we continue fighting.
Looks like Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate runs poorly on PS5. Oh.
I'm afraid it's all over for you.
Oh, shoot. I'm supposed to be doing something here. Whoopsie.
I did not think I would be receiving any reinforcements. Let us turn the
Oh, shoot.
You are unstoppable. I did not think I would be receiving any.
Give it a try, Cayman, and see if there is an option for frame skip, because essentially what that does is it, at least from a person who doesn't know how PCs actually fucking work, how it seems to function is for frame skip on Dynasty Warriors 7. I feel like there was 2 options, and that was essentially your 60, 30, 25 frames per second options. I don't know if that's the actual case, but yeah, let's do this. Come on, get the actual rush going. God damn it. Oh. Common. Sorry. Oh, I guess I was supposed to be playing as Sun Quan in this battle, but oh well. Try to change your VSync. I think I have mine set to 1. And then there might be an option for frame skip. You'll want to change frame skip to off. Hey! Welcome to the chat.
You need to get out of here quickly. We'll be right behind you.
I'm so ashamed. It is my fault that I ended up surrounded by the enemy.
Ooh, excuse me. I've been doing a lot of work just around the place and on videos, so I'm a little on the sleepy side. But I've got water for hydration.
Can't escape before our Lord gets here. Let's go and get him. Hurry.
Why are all the bases flooded? I don't know. I feel like it's just the way that they designed this stage in particular. Speaking of next-gen consoles, and we just got Samurai Warriors 5 Are you worried about Dynasty Warriors 10 just mimicking? I don't think it... Like, I'm not worried about or Dynasty Warriors 10. In fact, I would actually enjoy it taking a lot of the things that Samurai Warriors 5 did. Like, I would love to see a more focused story. Especially if they follow, like, just a handful of people, but, you know, have the other characters that would appear in that time frame be playable and unique.
I can't believe it. They were all over us.
Well, if a certain someone had acted with a little more intelligence...
You did tell me about upgrading to Windows 10, Shinloki. You said the PC games run a lot better. Which, that's what I'm running on it as well as Windows 10.
We may have been defeated today, but the conflict continues. You have survived to fight another day. If you behave like this,
That's weird, Common.
those who have fallen today will find no peace.
Yes,
I don't know what the solution to that would be.
we have come this far at the cost of...
I think Dynasty Warriors 10 will happen. I
We cannot
have no doubts about that.
We must move on, and we must become stronger still. Taking the dreams of the fallen with us, we shall prevail against this chaos.
The thing about cloned movesets is, as long as there's, like, something there to,
Luckily for
you know,
Liu Bei continues to
differentiate them
control the
just a
cause.
little bit. Like, I didn't mind what they did with Samurai Warriors 5, personally.
To inflict further damage upon the forces of Wei.
As long as it's not what they did with Dynasty Warriors 6, I'll be fine.
All right. I'm ready for a fight anytime.
No retreat and no surrender.
We will do.
It's timeline focused. Would you be happy with Cao Cao centric story since he is the most popular figure?
Will be cut down.
I mean, yeah. or the other idea I had was making it focused on a specific time period. Like, I think if you really dive deep into the story from Yellow Turban to Chibi, and you, like, really dive into it, and you make the Yellow Turbans a threat, like, for, like, 5 or 6 stages, you make Dong Zhuo's story a threat for another 5 to 6 stages. Like, that's the thing that I want to see. I want to see them really dive deep into the lore, into the story. And I think they could do that by having Dynasty Warriors 10 focus on, Yellow Turban. Oh, excuse me, to Chibi. And then the next game can be from Chibi to, I don't know, Yiling, maybe. And then Dynasty Warriors 12 can be Wuzhong till Jin actually unites China. Oh, Leviathan in Audichi 4. I gave pretty well everybody that. I forget what they call it, but I equipped that onto everybody who wasn't a Samurai Warriors character, because most Samurai Warriors characters you can just use hyper attacks to get around. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them go back to this, these movesets. Anyways, let's see. Who's the lowest? Oh, Gan Ning's the lowest level again. I don't want to play as Gan Ning again. So let's go with Lu Meng. What should I give him for a second weapon, though? Because he's always used a glaive. He's never had, like, another weapon. So, like, he's one of those characters that I've always struggled to give a different weapon to. Because I feel like it still needs to be a polearm. Do I think there's going to be a PC port of Samurai Warriors 4 Empires? There's not already? No, I don't think there is. I never noticed that. I'm not like a big PC player personally, so I don't think if there's any older games that haven't been ported to PC already, I don't think they're going to port them at this point. God, what am I going to give him? You know what? Let's give him Lu Su's Rake. Oop. That's fine.
All my strength and wisdom are
Yeah, I don't think they're going to port any of the other games to PC. Considering they have a PC port of Dynasty Warriors 4, Dynasty Warriors 5, Samurai Warriors 2, Dynasty Warriors 6, Warriors Orochi 1, Orochi Z,
Hey, listen.
excuse me.
You a complete idiot.
And none of those games are on Steam.
Shut up. You're the one making the noise. Those bells. This is a surprise attack. In case you've forgotten, it's every little thing with you, isn't it? And you don't worry about anything. Why am I stuck with you? Enough, both of you.
Excuse me.
This is our chance for revenge for Hefei. It's no time to be bickering like children. Calm down.
Welcome to the stream, Gabriel.
Who needs to calm down here?
Actually, your voice is a little loud.
Yes.
Oh,
You go.
I guess that was a bot.
All right. We're close enough now. Come on, both of you. Oh yeah! Fight time!
Here we go again. Every time.
Our objective is to reach the drawbridge in the middle of the enemy.
Okay, that was a weird camera angle.
Lower it. It will create a path for our forces. First, we must break through the garrison that lies.
I don't have subtitles on, but I can turn them on for people. If people actually want the subtitles. I don't like playing with subtitles, personally.
Let's go. Sure thing, old man. It's about time I joined this fight.
Well, the thing is, like, it would be smart to put those games on Steam, but I just don't see them doing it. Like,
Now we must hurry to the draw.
I don't know. Japan is, like, Japanese game developers are really weird about releasing old games. Like, you really only see it happening if they either are a big company in the West, like Square, Capcom, etc., or they do a complete remake, and it's like a cult classic kind of game, which technically Dynasty Warriors would be that cult classic kind of game.
The enemy appears to have requested reinforcements from the Shanwei tribesmen. However, their messenger should still be close by.
I actually don't mind Ling Tong with this weapon, personally.
Zhang Liao, wasn't it? Nice to see you again. You got me.
Well, Monster Rancher is a Tecmo game, and Tecmo is one of those
It's not in my nature.
slightly more focused on American and Western sales than Koei is.
Fights on the same side should be friends. Everything's so simple.
Because, like, if you look at all of the Koei Tecmo games that are backwards compatible on Xbox One, they're all Tecmo games. None of them are Koei games. There's not a single Koei specific game that's backwards compatible on Xbox One. And that is, like, an absolute atrocity. Because, like, think about it. Dynasty Warrior 7 would be perfect to have as backwards compatible. Dynasty Warriors 8 would be great to have backwards compatible. And then you could finally have the DLC costumes and stuff work on Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires.
Somebody your age. I'm impressed.
You performed great as always. There was no need for my strategy.
Yeah, I noticed, like, there's, like, little pockets of, like, very dedicated Warriors fans. I see it in the UK. I've seen a lot of Brazil, so, and then I think there's, like, a big Indian fan base.
The men of the Sioux family refuse to go quietly.
So this is the definitive edition. So this comes with all of the DLC, which is why I'm using the DLC weapons right now. Partly because I just want to plow through these stories. Oh, actually, let's go over here, because this is going to be a good place for me to unleash my rage.
What's the matter? Are you lost, you poor little thing?
And fall. Grab that, and there we go. This will be a good bunch of experience for me. What Samurai Warriors Empires game would I recommend? I would personally recommend 4. I'm not a big fan of Samurai Warriors 2 Empires, even though I'm a big fan of Samurai Warriors 2. And Samurai Warriors 3 Empires is only available in Japanese, so Empires are a little on the hard side if you don't understand what's going on, and that game has a lot of different mechanics. And it seems like it would be a good game if you knew what was happening. And then that just leaves 4 Empires, because the first Samurai Warriors never had an Empires. Samurai Warriors 5 doesn't have an Empires, which I want to say I don't see us getting an Empires, but at the same time, I said that about Dynasty Warriors 9, that we're not going to get an Empires title, and they proved me wrong, so I don't fucking know anymore.
I am here to join the fray. I will take down the
I had a feeling that they would have a tough time porting the mechanics and everything from Vanilla 9 to an Empires title, but I guess I was wrong. And even though, you know, 9 is not my favorite for, like, combat mechanics, 9 Empires isn't too bad. Yeah, I wish we got Samurai Warriors 3 Empires in the West. I think a Pokemon Warriors game would be pretty cool, especially if it went over the Pokemon War that Lieutenant Surge talks about in Red and Blue.
You performed great as always.
Does Samurai Warriors 4 Empires have custom scenarios? I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've played it. I'm not as big of a fan of the Empires as I am of, like, just your basic Dynasty... Oh, excuse me, Dynasty Warriors.
Somebody your age. I'm impressed.
I don't know about after Token Rambu Warriors, because they also have Fire Emblem Warriors coming out, which I know is not published by Koei, but it's still a Koei game. Plus, like, I just want to see them actually support the games that they release after they release them. Is that too much to ask? No, for Dongzhuo, we talked about this. I did a Pokemon Conquest 2 video with the Fourth Snake and Angelo Solis, and I think we all agreed that Garbodor is the best Pokemon to give Dongzhuo. Oh, thanks, Tempanon, for the for clarifying the custom scenario.
On the defensive for a while. We have avenged our loss at Buffet.
It feels so weird seeing the subtitles, because I never play games with subtitles if I can help it.
Yes.
You fought very well.
That wasn't half enough for me.
Well, even, like,
Come on.
with Nintendo supporting them,
Right now.
like, Nintendo supported Samurai Warriors 5.
Just stop and listen to yourself.
It wasn't Nintendo exclusive, but it was announced in a Nintendo Direct. So,
Done enough for now.
you can tell that Nintendo,
Besides,
you know, was helping out a little bit with that. But, yeah, they only put out the first season pass, which was kind of
you
lackluster.
make a good point. Okay. Then I'll ask our Lord for some of the best wine we have. Of course.
Oh,
You were planning on
That-
recruiting me.
that's a good pair-up. Gardevoir for Zhuge Liang and Alakazam for Sima Yi.
Right. Then let's head back.
But I've also noticed, like, just in general, there's not a whole lot of games lately, at least that are on my radar, that keep getting a bunch of post-launch support. I think I'm going to play as Leon Scher. And we're going to give her the Mandarin hooks. Let's give her the red ones just because. I think I'm only playing on normal. I might be playing on easy. I can't remember.
That can only be resolved by the sword.
This the way things should be?
Yeah, like,
The land was intended to
I don't know.
South South. Now we
A lot of games lately seem to just get the one season pass, and then that's it. And it's like, just like a couple of additional things here and there.
I fear that both Wei and ourselves are falling into the plan of Jubilee Beyond.
You might be right. Jing Province is a key region, and the wedge they have driven into it is the god of war, Guan Yu himself.
Yes. So long as he is in
I'm with you, Jeremiah.
this chaos.
I'm not a big fan of the crossbow. I much prefer the Mandarin hooks. Misty's Psyduck for Lubu.
But we cannot allow a worthless alliance to suck us dry.
But my lord, what about the princess?
Dynasty Warriors DS video will only have 10 minutes, pros and cons.
Future of Wu. We need
I have yet to actually finish that game. Yeah, I'll say it right now. I'm not a fan. What do I think of the blade bow? That's the one that
must defeat the god of war.
Dung Ai got from the DLC, wasn't it?
Yu is on the front lines.
If that's the one that I'm thinking of, then it's okay. Like, I don't mind it at all. I mostly don't like this because it's just,
Thinking about our alliance.
like,
Join the battle.
this doesn't feel like a moveset to me. Like, I like the charge attacks, but I think it would be better if, I don't know, she moved a little bit while she was firing the crossbow.
This betrayal of yours immediately.
So, like, she would take up a different position every time she attacks.
It's the Wu army! Are they betraying us? They couldn't have picked a worse time to come.
We better do something or else Master Guan Yu will punish us. We've got no
Oh,
choice
excuse
but to
me.
fight.
The enemy garrison is being protected by Mi Fang and Fu Shiren. They both appear to be dissatisfied with Guan Yu.
Can I...
How the princess and Lord
I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about doing one of those smash or pass on Dynasty Warriors characters. And who knows, it might still happen. I don't know. I don't know at this point.
Appears that even my might was not enough. I can see
I think it would be funny for me to do that. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of smashable characters in the Warriors franchise. Because I was tempted to not just do, like, a Dynasty Warriors smash or pass. I was going to do, like, a Warriors smash or pass. And have it be, like, a 3-hour-long video.
Words simply can't express how amazing you are.
But I'd need to actually... I don't know. I feel like I'd need to do it justice to actually be the way that I have it planned. Smash or pass Xiang Fei? I'm a pass. Not really into the alcoholics. You know, I joke about Shuju being a bad character, but he's just a bad character to play as. Feel like he'd be a cuddly Smash.
I must slay you personally, Guan Yu.
I cannot afford to fall in battle just yet. Not until I have helped brother unite the land.
Do it by costume. Oh, God.
Seems Guan Yu is attempting to flee. After him, no matter what. He cannot.
And then that'll be me going through all of Shahudun's costumes like Smash, 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 Smash. Well, the thing is, no matter what I do, Lubu's just gonna smash me, I feel.
Cannot be allowed to fall. We must put a stop to those catapults.
Master Lu Meng
I don't mind
so
Shu Shu's moveset.
I think he's pushing himself too hard.
I'm just not a big fan of, like, slow movesets that, like, the power doesn't feel like a good payoff for the decrease in attack speed. And I don't like movesets that the character just does nothing other than like swing their sword, or like in this case with the crossbow, just stand there. Like that feels like a foot soldier attack.
Well done. Most impressive.
Oh, I'm the same way, Beyond the Galaxies. I wish there were so many costumes for Warriors Orochi 4, and I feel like if they had put the costumes in, like, I don't know, I feel like costumes, stages, weapons, and all this other stuff, if they'd put more DLC into the game, we would be saying different things about it than we are today. Oh, excuse me. Well, for Shuju, I wouldn't say he's like one of the worst characters, but he's just not one of my favorites. I don't know. I usually like the mid-ranged power characters and the speed characters. That's probably why Shahudun's one of my favorite characters, because he's like that perfect mid-ranged power character. Unless you're talking about Dynasty Warrior 6, and then he's like one of those slow characters that's not super fun to use. Though I don't necessarily mind it, because it did outweigh the loss of speed with the actual attack power. Oh, there's Shosung while he was just a generic. Just a wee generic.
I will slay any who threaten those under my care.
We've stopped the catapult. Fawn Castle should be safe for now.
This terrain in combination
Being able to instant summon your mount is fantastic. Oh my god.
planning to use the water to attack us. There should be some floodgates.
It's so useful. Alright, Common. Thanks for coming out.
Head for the floodgates. Sure thing, brother.
Hope your Wi-Fi gets better.
I will hold off the enemy here. You make your way to the floodgates.
I really like the way the ground looks here. Like, they really made it look muddy. Like, this looks like... This looks like the walking paths after last night's rain, where I'm at. Because plot okay, that was weird. That was all right. Oh, I am looking so forward to Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. Like, I've been wanting a Fire Emblem 3 Houses Warriors game for a very long time. Pretty much since I finished playing Three Houses. So Three Hopes is like, it's way up there on my hype list. I cannot wait. Unfortunately, it is going to be one of those games that I'm going to have to buy myself, because I don't have any contact with Nintendo. Plus, I feel like Nintendo would be like, nah, dude, you're too small to be talking to us. I don't care if your whole shtick is hack and slash and Warriors stuff. Plus, I've heard that Nintendo doesn't usually give review codes out to content creators until after launch, which doesn't help us at all.
Well done. Most impressive. We cannot hold out for much longer.
Let's do another one of these. Try to gather up some more experience.
I will not let you near my father. I am here to put a stop to you myself.
Oh, I can't jump down there? Oh no, it's over here.
But we must slay Guan Yu at any cost.
Hopefully the Samurai Warriors development team is working on Three Hopes. Three Houses itself has a lot of elements from Spirit of Sanada sprinkled into it. I don't know if that'll be the same team, but I don't know. I feel like Three Hopes is going to be a really good game. Just the way that Koei Tecmo has been doing their Warriors games just in general. They've become much better storytellers, and I think like what we're going to get with Three Hopes is just going to be really fucking good. Oh, excuse me.
This is not how I envisioned it.
Yeah, I'm also worried about cloned movesets too. Though, with Fire Emblem, I'm okay with the cloned movesets because most of the time it's based on your class. And that makes sense. Like, if you're a specific class, you should have that specific moveset. Like, I think it would be good to have different sword movesets. Like, if you're playing as like two different classes that use a sword. I can't remember what the classes were in Three Houses now that I'm trying to think, but I can't remember. You're gonna have to test Spirit of Sanada, because that game is such a delight. I need to play through it one more time to really decide for myself if it's better than Samurai Warriors 5. Oh, shoot. Can't mount your horse while you're in water. Who did I S support? I've only played through one. I've only done one playthrough, and if I remember correctly, I played as female Byleth, and I romanced Edelgard. I don't know if that's who you're. If that's what you're asking, if, like, who did I... Oh, shit.
This was our best chance at eliminating Guan Yu.
I don't know if you're asking who did I romance, or who did I match. Because I can't remember the other matches. I feel like Dorothea matched with another woman? Can't remember. Alright, let's go to our graphics options and see if... Okay, so there is no frame skipping option. Weird. I don't know why Common was having issues. Hopefully he gets that figured out. Yeah, you could be defeated. It happens every now and then when I'm not paying attention. Well, let's get back into it. I feel like we're nearing the end of the Wu story. So... Oh, the level didn't keep. Oh well, let's actually go with Lu Xun. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. It's not like I'm playing on the hardest difficulty.
One must do their very best to succeed.
Yeah, let's skip this.
Now is your chance. For the sake of Wu's future, we must slay the god of war.
Alright, let's actually try to take out a bunch of officers this time, so that Cao Ren doesn't get bombarded. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we need to make sure Cao Ren doesn't die.
It's the Wu army! Are they betraying us? They couldn't have picked a worse time to come.
We better do something or else Master Guan Yu will punish us. We've got no choice but to fight.
The enemy garrison is being protected by Mi Fang and Fu Shiren. They both appear to be dissatisfied with Guan Yu.
We don't
Aw, thanks.
maybe if we kill Guan Yu, he'll go easy on
I'm glad you're enjoying the content.
It appears that even my might was not enough.
Which way do I want to go?
See why you are labeled the god of war, Guan Yu.
I have defeated Pang De.
Well, have a
It is time for us to press
good
the
night.
attack on
I don't know. Just thanks for coming out.
Guan Yu, if the opportunity presents itself, I'll help you out.
What's my favorite soundtrack? Oh, that... Unlike my favorite Warriors game, I don't need to think about what's my favorite soundtrack, because Dynasty Warriors 4, hands down, my favorite soundtrack.
I shall take your words to heart.
That also does put it pretty high on my list of favorite Warriors games of all time.
When I think of how the princess and Lord Sinchuan must be feeling, no, I must focus on the battle at hand.
Just the way that
most impressive.
the instrumentation is done in Dynasty Warriors 4 is amazing. I love the more traditional sound mixed with the more rock style. Like, Heavy Gauge is the one song that I always think of when I think of Dynasty Warriors 4.
Until I have helped brother unite the land.
And I have like 6 copies of Dynasty Warriors 4. No fucking joke. I have 6 copies. I've got a Japanese PS2, the North American PS2, the greatest hits on PS2. I've got 2 copies on original Xbox because one of them is broken. And then Dynasty Warriors 4 Hyper. I've got the Russian version of that. I do want to get an English version of Dynasty Warriors 4 Hyper, but the only version that I could find on eBay was like $100.
Look so well.
Whereas this Russian copy cost me $25.
That was a most
So not too bad.
display of bravery. I am impressed.
You've done very well. It's good to know I can count on you.
Oh, you've come at just the right
Oh, I love the Dynasty Warriors 4 outfits. I don't know if I would say that it has the best, because I really liked Dynasty Warriors 6. As much as I dislike the gameplay in 6 and a lot of the decisions that were made, I can't knock the design in Dynasty Warriors 6. It also has a good soundtrack. I can agree with you there. I don't have the beta soundtrack for Dynasty Warriors 4. I just have the regular soundtrack. Actually, I recently moved all of my Warrior stuff to be beside me here, and I've got the Dynasty Warriors 4 soundtrack right here. I posted a picture of the new shelves for the collection on Twitter and in the Discord group, and my god, I didn't realize how big the Warriors collection has gotten. Like, I have those cubed shelves. When does this open? Well, I've got those cubed shelves, and, okay, this seems like a glitch. Yeah, there's a gatekeeper on that side.
You've done very well. It's good to know I can count on you.
Oh. Okay, the door opened. I don't fucking know. What was I talking about earlier? My ADHD is showing. Oh, I would love to see a remaster, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. For a couple of reasons. In Europe, where Dynasty Warriors is arguably more popular than in North America, the classic Dynasty Warriors up until 4 or 5, I can't remember, were all published by different companies. My friend, Bish, who runs the Get a Life podcast, he is trying to figure out who owns the publishing rights for Dynasty Warriors 2. Because he wants Koei Tecmo to have it back. And Koei Tecmo doesn't know, so they can't get in contact with the people who own those rights. I forget, I think it was Midas, might have been the company that published it originally on PS2 in UK or Europe, but they don't know who owns the rights now. So, like, nobody knows who actually owns the rights to Dynasty Warriors 2's publishing. I don't know if he's looked into Dynasty Warriors 3. I know, oddly enough, Electronic Arts published the first Samurai Warriors. So, like, there's a lot of rights holders in the mix to do a remaster and release it in Europe, where a good chunk of the Western sales would be. Which is unfortunate, because that means that it's not as profitable to release the remasters outside of Japan. Which I feel like the Japanese market is also not really, they don't really buy a lot of remasters as much as Western markets do, because like their entertainment industry is like built so much around what's new and shiny, essentially.
Fantastic, Lucian. You become more skillful every day.
No, but I think they were the only ones that got a physical version of Dynasty Warriors 6 on PC. I've not seen a North American PC version. But I've seen plenty of European copies on PC for Dynasty Warriors 6, Samurai Warriors 2. The PC port of Warriors Orochi that I own is Australian and physical. It's weird. Like, some things do really well in Europe, while other things don't. Do you think Dynasty Warriors or Samurai Warriors would mesh well with zombies? God, yes. Have you played Undead Knights on PSP? That's a Tecmo hack-and-slash game. And you pretty much play as a demon that can turn people into zombies. And that's how you build your own army, is by turning enemy humans into zombies. It's so good. I should probably stream it sometime, because it's like it's not going to blow you out of the water as a Warriors clone, but it's pretty good. And it's surprising that, you know, it's a Koei Tecmo hack and slash that's made by Tecmo rather than Koei. But it plays very similar to a Warriors game. Oh yeah, Berserk has zombies too. There we go. We did it this time! Yay!
Curse you! You would break the alliance between us?
You would dare speak such words? Our Lord, Master Lu Su, all of us wanted to believe in Liu Bei. You trampled that desire, right here in Jing Province.
Oh, Lu Meng is kicking the bucket. I almost said Lu Bu, and I was like, nope, that's not the right one.
Sworn brother, Liu Bei.
I am sure it was. And for the sake of Wu, we have defeated you.
The courage, intellect, and determination of Wu have overcome my honor. So be it. My brother.
You can tell sometimes the Shadows just don't know what they want to do. What other unused properties would you want to see given the Warriors treatment? Oh. I want to see that King Arthur Warriors game actually happen. I don't know if anybody remembers, but Koei Tecmo got the copyrights to some King Arthur Warriors title, and I would so badly want to see that happen. I also just really want to see them do Legend of Troy justice. Because, you know, as much as it pains me to say, Koei Tecmo Canada did not do a good job on Legends of Troy. Like, it's not a terrible game, but it's not a good Warriors game. It doesn't have a lot of the same features that the rest of the Warriors series would have. And it's funny, I was organizing this collection so that, you know, it's in order. So all the Dynasty Warriors games are first, then all the Samurai Warriors, then Orochi, then Gundam, so that, like, you know, all of the series are kept together, but they're in order of release. And I was trying to figure out, where is Legends of Troy on that? And I went to the Wikipedia page for the list of Musou games, and it's not on there. It's not on there. But Dragon Quest Heroes and Persona 5 Strikers is. What's crazy about that is technically Persona 5 Strikers and Dragon Quest Heroes are not Warriors games. But Warriors Legends of Troy is not on the list, and it is a Warriors game. Like, in Japan, it has the Musou title. Persona 5 Strikers and Dragon Quest Heroes, those don't have the Musou title at all in Japan, which is why they're not technically a Warriors game. I have played Crimson Sea. I've actually done a pros versus cons review of it. Alright, who do we want? Let's play as Handong. I think he's already... Yeah, I've got him already all equipped out. I don't know a whole lot about the King Arthur story, but I think it would be such a great Warriors story. Especially with how story-heavy Koei's been getting with their games.
Okay, but don't forget to give me my assignment afterwards.
Perfect timing. I was looking for an opportunity to test my new tactics.
I would like to see, actually, going back to the topic of Crimson Sea, I would like to see a remake. Or a remaster. Just one of the two. If you're going to do a remaster, though, you have to get rid of the tank controls. That's my only request. Is get rid of the tank controls. Because, my god, I hate them. And it's so weird to, like, have a third-person shooter with tank controls. Because it's not like... it's not like a Silent Hill and early Resident Evil tank controls. It's its own beast. It's not as bad as those, because the camera is usually behind you, but it still doesn't control the greatest. What's my least favorite Samurai or Dynasty Warriors soundtrack? Oh, it might be 8. Because it just reuses a bunch of the songs from Dynasty Warriors 7. Or it's like remixes that just don't hit the same. It's hard to describe because Dynasty Warriors 8 doesn't have a bad soundtrack. But it doesn't have a good one. It's just very mid. Oh, Show in Crimson Sea? I did a video back when Warriors All-Stars was announced on characters I would like to see in Warriors All-Stars, and that might actually be the title. But I mentioned Sho and Fine from Crimson Sea should definitely be in there, and they weren't. And you know who else should have been in there? Rygar. Rygar should have been in Warriors All-Stars, but no, only like some items from Rygar. I think there was one song from Rygar, and it wasn't even like the best song from Rygar, which is like the first stage. The first stage from Rygar should have been a song, and Rygar himself should have been in Warriors All-Stars. Dynasty Warriors should bring back opening edits. I mean, it's not one of those features that I'm like dying for. I used it a lot when I was a kid, but I never really cared once it was taken out. Was there an opening edit for Dynasty Warriors 5? I can't remember if there was.
In that case, I shall be the one to strike them down.
Yeah, that's why I'm not a big fan of the soundtrack for Dynasty Warriors 8. Now, the fact that you also get a lot of old songs from Dynasty Warriors 2 through 8, like, it's not bad to play through these stages and just like throw on a random song. It's actually preferable, in my opinion, to have random songs turned on. Should just make a Marvel Muso that takes place during Civil War. Ooh. I wouldn't mind that. Okay. I just don't remember the Dynasty Warriors 5 opening edit. I don't remember how it goes. I'm trying my hardest to remember, because I remember Dynasty Warriors 2, and I remember 3 and 4. I don't remember 5s. And Samurai Warriors didn't have an opening edit. Did it? Because I've played the hell out of Samurai Warriors 1. And I have no recollection of an opening edit. Ultimate Alliance isn't a Muso-style game. It's more like a Diablo-style game. At least in my opinion. It was really cool that Koei, well, technically Tecmo, helped develop Ultimate Alliance. It was not cool for it to be a Switch exclusive. I'll say that. I will not hesitate to say that Ultimate Alliance 3 should have been available at least on PS4 and PC. Even though I would prefer it to be available on Xbox One as well. Yeah, Berserk doesn't really have that insane of a soundtrack. Like, I will say though, it does a good job for the type of game that it is. And there's a couple of other spin-offs, like Arslan doesn't have an incredible soundtrack. I would say that Arslan is better than Berserk, but like, it doesn't have the most amazing soundtrack. Trying to remember. Fist of the North Star was great. I love that, like, grunge, nu metal style sound. Ugh. I used to have that illegally downloaded, but my old music, I forget if it got corrupted or what happened. Come on, Ping, just turn around and fight me. That's what you get for running from me. But, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, other Warriors soundtracks. Trying to remember. One Piece has a really good soundtrack. So does Hyrule Warriors. Age of Calamity, not so much. Oh, I've only played a little bit of Strikers, and that soundtrack slaps. I do want to play more of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I think I've only finished the first Ultimate Alliance, so I should eventually buy Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 again and play through it. I should buy the remasters, though, sometime. Am I planning on a PVC for Persona 5 Strikers? I am. Whenever I finish it. I don't know when that's going to be, if I'm gonna be honest. I still need to finish the second Dragon Quest Heroes. I haven't finished every story for, oh shit. I haven't finished every story for Samurai Warriors 3. And I've restarted it a couple of times now, because I started it first on Wii U, and then I restarted it when I got, when I figured out that, playing at 480p on the Wii and upscaling with the M Classic looks better than getting native 1080p through the Wii U. I started recording and playing through the game that way, and then I've restarted it again after unplugging the Wii and finding the Dolphin emulator looks absolutely fantastic. So I've only played through one stage on the Dolphin emulator. So I need to play through all of that. I need to play through Godseekers. I haven't finished. I haven't finished any of the tactics games. I've only played a little bit of each Empire's title. So I should... I kind of want to review the Empire's title separately, eventually. Because I know, like, when I did the original reviews for Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors, I also included DLC and Extreme Legends and Empires, but I don't know. I feel like that's not a good representation of the game itself, but a good representation of how good is the game, like, the whole package, essentially. I don't know how I feel about a Mario Warriors game. Like, I feel like it could work, but I don't know if I want it. There's other IPs that I feel deserve the Warriors treatment before Mario.
Allow me to be your opponent.
There is no flaw in your form technique. You flow forward and fluidly, much like a mighty river.
Excellent. You get stronger and smarter.
Yeah, you don't get there's not too many Warriors games where dodge and jump are available. Trying to think. Samurai Warriors 2 had it. Dynasty Warriors 6. I don't think Samurai Warriors 3 had a dodge. Dynasty Warriors 9 Pirate Warriors 4. And I think that's it. I don't know if you would count Dynasty Warriors Gundam having a dash, like a boost option.
Excellent. You are an inspiration to us.
And I usually like having that dodge because, like, or whether it's a dodge or a dash, being able to, like, take out a group of enemies and then roll over to the next group of enemies is just a satisfying flow to combat. Now, I know there's a, Wei Yan is out here. Doesn't look like he's leaving there, so I think I'm safe to go in here. I have played Sengoku Basara. I've streamed it a couple of times. I don't know how many times, maybe 2 or 3 times. I haven't done any videos specifically on it. I did a video on clones just in general. Talking about, you know, people need to stop using clones to describe something negatively. Being like, oh, it's just a clone. Because, like, anytime I hear, oh, it's a Warriors clone, I'm just like, oh yeah, give it to me. I don't have a problem. But I do plan to eventually review, at least do a PVC on Devil Kings and Samurai Heroes. And an import report on the HD collection, as well as Sengoku Basara 3, Utage 4 Sumuragi, and the Sanada Yukimura Den. I like them. I can say that much. Can I pause and see? Okay, I can pause and see the whole map.
Excellent. You are an inspiration to us all.
Hope the first part of the English patch for Sengoku Basara 4 Sumeragi is ready for this year's Musou. Oh, that would be fun. Though, if I remember correctly, the English patch for Sumeragi is for the PS3 version, and you would need to play it through the PS3 emulator. Which, last time I tried to play the PS3 emulator, it didn't work on my computer. I don't know why. I just kind of gave up because I have a working PS3. The only reason why I'd want to play the PS3 emulator is to get 1080p instead of 720. Because that's all you can get on PS3. But I have an upscaler, so... yeah, it just loses the 60 frames per second if the game is capable of that. Like, I think the first Dynasty Warriors Gundam is capable of getting 60 frames per second on PS3. But because I used the M Classic to record my gameplay footage, plus I have an old Elgato, I don't know if the Elgato model I have is capable of getting 60 frames per second, but yeah. It's too bad Orochi 3 Ultimate is not available on PC, because, like, I don't know. I could be speaking for you, Beyond the Galaxies, but I feel like most PC players would just not emulate it and pay for the actual experience if it was available on PC. Plus, I feel like if it was available on PC, it would just look better than the PS4 and Xbox One versions. I don't know. At times, the resolution doesn't seem like it's purely getting 1080p. I don't know. I just feel like PC, I've been able to get much better graphics from than PS4 and Xbox One. And it is dependent on whether or not it actually gets enhancements, like some of the Xbox One games that are backwards compatible on Xbox One, or sorry, the original Xbox games that are backwards compatible on Xbox One, those look fantastic.
I stand before a true warrior of the three kingdoms.
How are we doing? I think we're doing pretty good. To this day, I don't know why they didn't put it on PC. I don't know, like, that time frame, like, the early PS4, late PS3 games, they just didn't seem like, I don't know, because, like, Koei's current community managers, both in Europe and US, really fight hard for a lot of the ports that we get. Like, we get a lot more Xbox ports than Japan does. I don't know if we get more PC ports, but I know, like, a lot of the PC support comes from the community managers and people that work for Koei Tecmo in the West. So, currently, I don't foresee us never getting a Warriors game unless it's supposed to be an exclusive. Like, Fire Emblem Warriors, Hyrule Warriors, we're never going to get those on PC. But, like, any future Dynasty or Samurai Warriors games, yeah, I don't see us ever not getting those on PC.
We've made it through the Stone Sentinel maze.
Oh, an English version of Orochi Z would be... Oh... I would drop all the money for that. I don't care. That game is so good. And then... if we had all the costumes on top of that, that would be amazing. Like, not just the costumes that we got in Orochi Z anyways, but if we got DLC costumes that weren't in the original release. Ah, I need it.
My brothers, give me the strength I need to overcome this foe. Cut me down to avenge Guan Yu and the murder of Zhang Fei. I have kept on fighting.
Well, we kind of got Sengoku Basara All-Stars style game with Sengoku Basara 4 and its DLC costumes. But I do think it would be cool to see, like, a Capcom hack-and-slash game with all of their characters. Like, Summonosuke wasn't even any, like, none of the DLC costumes were Onimusha, and I feel like that was a giant missed opportunity. An Onimusha Basara would also be fucking cool.
The land I seek to create does not lie beyond such sad carnage. Liu Bei.
I have been tempted to learn Japanese myself because, yeah, I play a lot of imports. That's why I started the import report, because, like, I don't know, it just, I feel like there's a bunch of Japanese games that we never got. That it's just a shame to not experience them. I know, Terry. I know. It makes me mad. It makes me so mad that we didn't get, like, any sort of Onimusha, Sengoku Basara crossover content. It makes me mad.
This battle is a victory for Wu.
Dynasty Warriors 7 did a really good job on the story. And I think 8 also did a good job. I don't know why a lot of people say it's worse than 7. Like, I would say it doesn't build off of what 7 laid. Like, it doesn't expand on what 7 did. But I wouldn't say it's worse, personally. Alright. Handong? Do we want to play as Handong? Or Ding Feng? Ding Feng. Bleh. Yeah, let's play as Ding Feng. Did you... You didn't get a DLC weapon, did you? Don't think you did. Excuse me. Yeah, let's play as Ding Feng.
Even the bleakest battlefield has its own aesthetic beauty.
And I'm actually going to take a quick little break and be right back. Just want to refill my water and yeah. So we will be right back. And we are back. Maybe? Camera? There we go. That was weird. But we're back! Hello! Thanks for chilling and hanging out. Hopefully you got some popcorn and got yourself a nice drink. Went to the bathroom. Oh. So where was I? Let's go sell a bunch of the weapons that we got, cause we got a lot. I'm gonna try to do this. Excuse me. I'm gonna try to only sell every couple of stages. Excuse me. Ah. But yeah, essentially, if I can do this every 3 or 4 stages, that should be all that's necessary. I just know, like, personally, as the person playing the game, this is not the most fun part of Dynasty Warriors 8. Oh, missed that one. God damn it. I keep hitting that button. Almost done. There we go. And just give me a moment here. I think my headphones are a little loose. There, that's better. I was getting, like, a little bit of a buzzing sound in the background. There are quite a few weapons, but, you know, I would prefer to have a really good variety. Personally. Like, I didn't mind what we had in Dynasty Warriors 7, even though, you know, the cloning in 7 is very close to what I would consider not good. But it's not what we had with Dynasty Warriors 6. Personally, what we got with Dynasty Warriors 6 was offensive, in my opinion. I keep forgetting that there's a recently obtained option. I've done that before, so you would think that I would remember. I would also love to see a Orochi Empires, but I don't think they'll ever do that. They could prove me wrong. They seem to enjoy proving me wrong. What with my take on we'll never get a Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. I was certain that we were never going to get a 3 Houses Warriors game. But Koei was like, no, let's fuck Chris's predictions over. Hopefully that means... Hopefully that doesn't mean that Dynasty Warriors 10 will not be a story-centric Warriors game.
Hope you don't get found out.
And hopefully we don't get another Dynasty Warriors 6.
Letter. Now, it's up to us to fight hard on the battlefield.
For our plan to
Basara already has like a lot of Empires-esque mechanics. At least to the way that you choose your path. Like, there are ways that they could expand it to make it closer to what we have with Empires, but I don't know. I just want to see Sengoku Basara 5. Like, that's all I want. But God knows whether we're actually going to get that. And whether we'll even see it, oh, excuse me, in the West. Oh, Daji, smash. 100% smash. Well, Dynasty Warriors 10 could be something like the classic Warriors games, where it's very, like, arcadey, stage by stage.
the enemy has responded to our movements.
I've given up on getting a localized version of Sengoku Basara 2 and 4.
Lure the enemy to the strategic
But please, Capcom, prove me wrong.
lure them into a false sense of
Please. I beg you, please. I just want Sengoku Basara. I just want what the Japanese have. I don't know if it would cannibalize the sales of Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors Empires. Like, well, first of all, I think that if they make a very original map, it has to only have the original stages. So, those stages that the stages that have that like mixed element from Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors. I think that any stages that they include in an Orochi Empires would have to have that mixed element to them. If they don't, that's where it could start eating into the sales for a Dynasty Warriors Empires. Plus, you could have, like, specific customization parts for Orochi, specific customization parts for Dynasty, and specific parts for Samurai Warriors.
It's a fire attack. Curse you, Joe Fong. I should never have trusted you.
Who's better, Sima Yi or Zhuge Liang?
It seems our plot was a success.
As a character,
Well done, Joe Fong.
Sima Yi, I feel like he's got a lot more complexities to him. He has a lot more layers, especially after Zhang Chunhua was introduced.
Master Joe Fong.
But, like, a better strategist, Zhuge Liang. I'm sorry.
My assault shall be as fierce as a mighty
There's no amount of Wei fanboyism that's going to make me say that Zhuge Liang is worse than somebody else as a tactician.
I'm pulling back for now.
No. Oh, I don't have rage yet. I was sitting here trying to do rage, and I don't even have a full meter yet. Oh well. God, I love the giant chakram. It's such a good moveset, and it fits Ding Feng so well.
I was looking for an opportunity to test my new tactics. I shall return after reviewing my strategy. You performed great as always. There was no need for my strategy.
I keep forgetting, though, that you get better attacks if you press charge attack at the right point. I also feel like we're getting pretty close to the end of Wu's story, which is good, because I want to start Shoes during this live stream. If I'm going to be honest, I don't think we're ever going to hear English voices in a Dynasty Warriors game again, unless Dynasty Warriors has like a resurgence of popularity. After the debacle of Dynasty Warriors 9, I think they're just going to be like, you know what? Fuck you. Take our Japanese-only voices and go fuck yourself. I also think, like, you have a lot of people who will only play it in Japanese anyways. Which, I don't know. I feel like, I feel like it's, like, this type of game is just too chaotic to play in Japanese, because I miss shit when it's in English. So I can only, like, I only miss everything when it's in Japanese. Like, I would have to pay really good attention, and as somebody whose brain is riddled with ADHD, that just doesn't happen. I'm sorry.
I'll let you go for now. Don't think you've won. Much like the autumn breeze scatters the golden, so falls this enemy before me.
I would love to hear the English voices come back, though. Like, there's so many people who I can't hear them. I can't hear this character as anybody but the voice in, like, these games. Like, Dongzhuo, Xiaohou, Lu Bu. I can't hear them as anything but, like, the voices that are in Dynasty Warriors 8.
You are an inspiration to us all.
Kirk Thornton as Xiaohou, Richard Epcar as Dongzhuo. Those are iconic voices, in my opinion. Yeah, that's why I say, like, I much prefer Sima Yi as a character. Because, like, even though, like, he's not the nicest of characters, his personality just has a lot more to it than Zhuge Liang's. But trying to get people around me so I can do this. But I would say, like, Zhuge Liang is a much better strategist than Sima Yi. Come on, give me some good experience. Got a couple drops there. Not the greatest.
What does one's appearance have to do with their sense of refinement? I am merely here to slay you for the sake of preserving our beloved scenery.
I did enjoy the Chinese dub. And that could be an option as well. Like, just have a Japanese and a Chinese dub in Dynasty Warriors 10, and I'd be happy with that. Oh, I don't doubt that Zhuge Liang was using Liu Bei for some parts of it.
I have never been sure, I admit. Even as I work to rule the land, driven by a mighty ambition.
Did we finish
still I
Wu?
had doubts. Should the warriors
Best Lu Bu theme, in my opinion, is 3. Because that's the only one that's had that, like, there's an extra melody in the Dynasty Warriors 3 version that's not in any other one. And it sounds very close to the Dynasty Warriors 3 Nanman theme.
Both assume the title of Shu Emperor. Well, they are ministers of Wu now, but still.
I know that feeling, Terry.
What meaning does the word emperor?
I used to play Dynasty Warriors with my dad, and he would make that joke all the time. Oh, the Battle of Shitting!
If you become emperor and take control of the land,
He would also make the joke of like, oh, Cao Cao's son is Cao Pi. Does he have another one called Cao Pu?
reason enough to become emperor.
I see. It would simplify things. That's definitely a persuasive argument.
My lord. Whatever position you may choose, I promise you, I will always be right by your side. We all will, I am sure.
So I think this is the end.
My mind is
This feels like the end. I haven't actually played through the story of Dynasty Warriors 8 in a very long time. And that's partly why I want to start Shu's story in this stream, and then, like, we experience the whole story together. Okay, we got one more stage, and I think this is the last stage, the Battle of New Hefei Castle. This sounds like the last stage, so why don't we play as Sun Quan in that case? Where's the Flame Blade?
together. We shall forge a new
Ooh. Let's get into it. Like, even though I want to just, like, skip these cutscenes so we can get to Shu's story as quickly as possible, I do still like to see the cutscenes. Oh, the shadows disappeared. Now they're back. Gotta love the PC version and all of its fun.
The forces of Wei are
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, I see them. Cao Pi. He's calling us out to settle this.
Oh yeah, and He-Man. He definitely has the power.
Built for war. Thick, tall, heavy walls. Traps and trickery surely await within.
The fighting will be even fiercer than at Hefei.
Can you guys hear the cutscenes very well?
Report that reinforcements from there have been dispatched here.
So we must cut them off. as
Like, if I don't talk,
take the castle.
is it enjoyable, or is it preferable for me to just talk over this stuff?
Each man must act the worth of 2, 3, hope of victory.
Then we have no problem. Each of our officers is worth 1,000 of the enemy.
It's low?
Comrades, you may consider this the final battle. Defeat the pillaging way and take the land for Wu.
Only one person has said it's low, and the others are saying that it's fine.
Now is our chance to put an end to Wei once and for all. All units.
Well, I can always turn it up a little bit, if needed.
I shall prepare the rams to help break through the gates. We must capture the base that lies in front of the castle.
I shall emerge victorious in this battle. Father, brother, lend me your strength.
Come forth. I shall teach you a thing or two about the battle.
No, you won't. I'll teach you a couple of things. There, you're dead. Taught you not to mess with me!
Of the Sun family.
I think this is a new song for Dynasty Warriors 8, and it's not all that great. I feel like it's very reminiscent of Dynasty Warriors 5,
We have managed to take control of the
just the way the melody is, and
to bring down the gate.
I would say that Dynasty Warriors 5 is probably one of my...
We're ready for you. You're not getting through here
It's
alone.
not as low on the list as Dynasty Warriors 8,
Showing us how it's done.
but it's not up there. I don't like the drum machines that they use in Dynasty Warriors 5.
Impregnable fortress without equal. Your siege weapons will have little effect against it.
Alright, I don't know what we're supposed to do with that, I forget.
It will be difficult
I think
for
we have
us
to go
attack
around.
in front. Therefore, we should attack from the sides instead. My
Yeah,
lord
which way am I supposed to go?
Master Jotai and I will deal with the east.
Okay, I'm supposed to go to the west.
Anyone who tries to escape will be executed. I hope that motivates you to fight.
Let's go. Now is the time to attack.
I feel like for Sun Quan looking like Lu Bu, it's because he doesn't have the facial hair that he did in Dynasty Warriors 2 through 5. I can't remember if he got shaved in 6. But he used to have like a goatee. Oh, the Hu Lao theme in Dynasty Warriors 2 and 3. So good. Though I would probably say that I prefer Dynasty Warriors 4's Hu Lao Gate. It's very similar. Like, it has a similar rhythm.
This officer bows before
And I found, like, some games will do that. They'll have a similar rhythm to, like, the classic themes, but change the melody a little bit. Like, Dynasty Warriors 9's Yellow Turban theme is very similar to, like, the rhythm side is similar to Yellow Storm. Okay, he did get shaved in 6. I had a feeling, because 6 was when they did a bunch of the redesigns. So, like, Cao Cao's beard also changed in 6, if I remember correctly. Liu Bei lost his beard. Trying to remember all the other changes. Zheng Jiao didn't start looking super old until 7. Xiahou Dun lost his long hair. in 6, and he looked emo in 6. No, wait, he looked emo in 6 and in 7, and then in 8, he kind of got this, like, spiky hair kind of style. Who else had, like, really big changes? Trying to remember, like, right off the top of my head. I think they designed Sun Quan to be, or to look older than Sun Tzu because he lasts longer in the story. But yeah, he should not look older than Sun Tzu. Like, he still kind of looks a little older. Let's be honest, he's always looked older. Oh yeah, I love Shahudun's Dynasty Warriors 7 outfit. And his hairstyle? Well, his hairstyle is very close to mine. Just without the side shave. Oh, I can't go that way? How am I supposed to get up there, then? It looks like I'm supposed to go that way. Oh, under here. Okay. There's a reason I'm not a huge fan of this stage.
That's as far as you go. These winds will put a stop to you.
Now is our chance while
Oh, Josh Yu's supposed to be older than Huang Zhang?
main camp.
I did not know that.
Targeting our main camp. We must find a way.
This is what happens when you only really care about certain parts of the story.
These powerful winds are halting our advance.
They're attempting to use the winds to slow us down. We must defeat the officer controlling the winds in order to stop them.
There is no flaw in your form or technique, much like a mighty river.
There we go. Ain't no wind stopping this bad boy.
I have no choice but to go out and fight my step forward.
Okay, the winds have stopped.
Huh.
Everybody, resume the advance. Slay the Wei Emperor Cao Pi.
I imagine there's a bunch of other characters that should look older than they actually are. Oh, he's 2 years older than Huang Zhang. I mean, I just hope that they implement aging in Dynasty Warriors 10 for all characters, not just the important ones. I think it's important to have aging for all of your characters.
My lord, your might is like that of a tiger on the battlefield.
And I mean, personally, you don't need to have them as, like, separate costumes necessarily. I think it would be good to have 2 settings for your costumes. Like, have your actual costume and then have an age setting. And then you can just kind of, like, change the face of the character rather than changing all of the looks of the entire costume.
Ah, Zhou Tai. It's good to see you made it all this way unharmed.
Like, I was tempted to make a, I was tempted to make a older Joshu, or Guojia and Lu Xun, because you get those, edit officer parts for Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Yeah, the only thing about Spirit of Sanada and Samurai Warriors 5 is they only age up the important characters. So, like, Kunomichi, Sasuke, who else? Ina. None of those characters aged up at all. What am I doing here? I think I am going the wrong way. I am not paying attention. Oh no, age isn't important, but I think it would be really cool if you have that, have an aging system for all of your characters, while also having a story-heavy game. Like with Samurai Warriors 5, when only Nobunaga and Mitsuhide aged up. That just felt weird to me, because, like, nobody else aged at all. And you have somebody like Hanbei who... Well, not Hanbei. Hanbei would have died at that point. Ieyasu was the other young-looking character. And he didn't age at all. Like, it was just so weird to see young-looking Ieyasu look the exact same that he did at the beginning of that game. Yet, Nobunaga, who would interact with him so frequently, had a change in design. Yeah, Zhao Yun looking the same. Now, the thing is with Dynasty Warriors, like, they haven't had any character age in Dynasty Warriors. I just think that it's weird that, you know, in Spirit of Sanada and Samurai Warriors 5, the specific characters that the story is centered around are the only ones that age, yet they interact with other characters who don't age. Like, if a character dies, you don't need to have them age any further than their death, unless you want them in a hypothetical. Exactly, Brunakar. That's the exact point that I was getting at. Oh, being able to age up your custom characters would be fucking fantastic.
Wei remains so very strong. Strong enough to just cast this whole castle aside. However, the tiger shall not falter.
The other thing that this is going off topic from aging, but another thing that I wish would happen is, with the Empire's titles, the generics that you hire always take on the color of your faction, and it would be really cool to see, like, have an option to make the unique officers also change color to match your faction. So, like, if I'm playing as Wu and I hire Shahudun, he now has a red outfit instead of his usual blue outfit. I think that would be cool. I don't know if anybody else shares that sentiment, but I always thought that that would be a really cool idea. And when they were sharing screenshots of Samurai Warriors 2 Empires, there was alternate colored outfits because in the original Samurai Warriors 2, you didn't have alternate colored outfits. It was only Samurai Warriors 2 Extreme Legends and Samurai Warriors 2 Empires. And when I saw the screenshots, I didn't have any explanation around, that it was just your alternate color. So I was really hopeful that we were going to see the faction that you're playing as actually affect unique officers. Yeah, the only thing with Dynasty Warriors 6 Empires is that even though you got 4 different alternate colors, they never appeared that way as NPCs. You had to set them and play as them in that costume. Oh, they always make Li Dian and Yue Jin, come together?
Yes. It is time.
Huh. I guess we have one more stage. Just judging by the way that this is playing out. Just want to start Shu. We've been streaming for 2 hours. Come on.
Forward, brave tigers! We must rip this age of chaos to shreds!
Oh. Oh, no, that's it. We did it. Wu's story is over. Time to start Shu's story. Do we want to watch this? Do we care about this? Do we care about the narrator? I mean, we don't have a narrator in Dynasty Warriors 8, which is unfortunate. Who do we want to play as? Let's play as Guan Yu. Asks a question and instantly answers it himself. Where's the pike? Excuse me. There it is.
The blade in service of honor shall always prevail.
Alright, have a good one, Tempanon. Thanks for coming out. I think it would be great to see Shahadun age. I think it would also be cool for the characters that get, alternate outfits to be able to carry over those alterations to their other costumes. Like, for Shahadun, I would love to see him in his Dynasty Warriors 3, 4, 5, and 6 outfits without the eye patch. I think it would also be cool to see Liu Bei in his Dynasty Warriors 3, 4, 5, and 6 outfits. Or 3, 4, and 5 outfits without the beard. Xiaoba and Sima Shi, even though, their alterations were introduced with them. Xiaoba not having a helmet, Sima Shi not having the, eye thingy. All their DLC outfits are just the one. So I think it would be cool to, have those changes available.
In intent and in life, with our might and our honor, we shall end this chaos. Let us go, my sworn brothers. defeat the leader of the Yellow Turbans, Zhong Jiao,
I mean, they did bring back bearded Liu Bei.
rebellion, and restore peace.
In Dynasty Warriors 9, he was brought back. Like, after you play through his story, you unlock the beard as an alternate outfit. And in Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, he, by default, has his beard.
My sense of duty exists solely to help realize brothers' aspirations. Time to take to the battlefield.
And I wonder, like, if they do make a Dynasty Warriors 10 and they make it story-centric, how far are they going to go? Because if they just go from Yellow Turbans to Chibi, I don't think they need to do any aging, personally.
If our main camp falls, we will lose the battle. We must hurry to its defense.
If anything, maybe at the end, they can give Liu Bei his beard. And then in Dynasty Warriors 11, if they continue the story, then age everybody up.
Claim another victory in the name of my brother.
I knew you could do it. Right on, brother.
You came to help us.
Well, if you want Liu Bei to always have his beard, play through his story. And then you can set him to have his beard, and in every cutscene, he'll have it.
Let's get this fight started.
Oh, did you not play Dynasty Warriors 7? Because he was also in Gene at for Dynasty Warriors 7. I remember when Dynasty Warriors 6 happened and they were like, this is going to be the first appearance of the Jin Dynasty. And it was for one stage at the end of Sima Yi's story. And it was fucking amazing. Let's be honest. That was fucking cool. I do think, like, for Sima Yi, they should have utilized his alt, like, gave him 2 different colors. Because in Dynasty Warriors 7, his alternate outfit is a closer representation of what he used to wear for colors, that like purpley color. But even in Dynasty Warriors 7, when he's part of Wei, he only has that light blue outfit. And I think that would be cool, is like, that's the representation of when the Sima clan are Jin, is when Sima Yi changes his outfit. And, like, he could just change his outfit after Wu Zhang Plains, as that representation of, this is the start of Jin.
We should split up our forces here. Zhongbei and I will head to the east. Guan Yu, you take care of the west.
Yet, doesn't Sima Shi technically die before Jin technically forms? I feel like Shi also dies before Jin.
Master Cao Cao looks at the bigger picture and ignores the little things. However, I know that brother...
I mean, aren't there other characters that die before the dynasty is actually taking place? Like, Dian Wei technically dies before they are considered Wei. He's the only one that I can really think about right now.
I claim another victory in the name of my
Did Guojia die before they became Wei? I forget. But, like, it makes sense to have Sima Yi in Jin and not in Wei. What doesn't make sense is that Xiahou Ba is in Jin and not in Shu, and Zhuge Dan is in Jin but not in Wu. Like, that's their final faction that they were with. I know, like, they spent a good chunk of time with one faction, but yeah. I don't know. It just makes sense to me to have Zhuge Dan and Wu and Xiahou Ba in Shu. But it's probably just to pad out the numbers in Jin because they are still pretty small compared to the other dynasties. I forget if there's other characters that, you know, start with one faction and end with another, but appear in one. Trying to think here. Yeah, I can't think of any others that I would say should move from one to another.
I'll let you go for now. Don't think you've won.
I didn't even notice. I haven't been watching the names that as I kill them. I'll be honest. I don't mind Zhuge Dan. I actually like the way that they changed his personality in Dynasty Warriors 8. He was a much more enjoyable character compared to Dynasty Warriors 7, where his whole thing was just that he hated Sima Zhao. I mean, he still pretty much just hates Sima Zhao, but he's a much... he has more to his personality. Also, can we go back to Dynasty Warriors 4 having more than one Yellow Turban stage? Because Dynasty Warriors 4 made the Yellow Turbans feel like a threat. Because they had 3 stages. Actually, I'm now at the point where I just want to play Dynasty Warriors 4. If I could, I'd switch into the Dynasty Warriors 4 outfits right now. When Dian Wei dies, all the others in Wei grieve about him. But also, others don't give a shit about Cao Ang and Cao Anmin. Well, that's because they're not unique characters. Maybe once they become unique, they'll actually mourn their deaths. I do think, you know, it would be cool to see those characters as unique. And maybe if they do make Dynasty Warriors 10 more story-centric and they focus on Yellow Turban's 2 Chobi, maybe Cao Anmin and Cao Ang will become unique NPCs. And we'll get that more, like, it's not just Dian Wei that died. I mean, Dian Wei is a pretty good character. Like, he's only in the story for so long, but he leaves such an impact. So it's that mixed with the fact that he's been in the game since the very first Dynasty Warriors, it makes sense why a lot of people consider him their favorite character. I think that would be an interesting way of handling the recruitment of Josh Hu. Like, Cao Cao is so pissed that Dian Wei is dead, but he understands that Josh Hu would be, like, an indispensable part of his army, so he's like, he's not only mad at Josh Hu for killing Dian Wei, but he's also mad that if he doesn't recruit Josh Hu, he's going to regret it. So I think that would be a great and very emotional scene. I'm here for it. I think that would be great. Ooh, let's pick Zhao Yun. Give them both spears.
I fight so that honor may carry the day.
You know what I need? The frickin' Dynasty Warriors 9 figures of Xiahou, Zhao Yun, and Zhou Yu. I think it was just those three. I don't think there was anybody from Jin.
We must defeat these traitors and restore the glory of the Han Empire. All units, advance! First, we must advance from the east and tear down Sushui Gate. Come, the battle awaits.
It looks like we're the first ones here. We'll need to wait for our allies before we go.
I also like... I know some people don't like this, but seeing similar animations from previous games is just... to me. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. So, like... switch that. This is the same running animation from Dynasty Warriors 6. And I think, like, the first couple of attacks are the same as well. So, like, it's just so cool to see that. Even though, like, this spear moveset is so much better. Because, like, I don't know. Zhao Yun's spear, I feel, should be, like, a floppy spear. So, like, seeing the way that this flows and isn't nearly as stiff as the other spear. It just makes sense for Zhao Yun. Hey, Varen. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hello from Canada. I do think Hu Cha should have a slightly more unique outfit, other than just, like, he's a generic that hides his face. And I'm so glad that Hua Xiong has a unique design as well now. Is he with Gong Sun San here? Yeah. He was with Yuan Shao. And then he switched over to Gong Sun San by this point. I forgot. I always forget whether he started with Gong Sun San and then switched to Yuan Shao, or the other way around.
At last, the supply route is finally clear. Forward, get those supplies to the front line.
Even though I make fun of Xiao Yun being the poster boy, he is a really fun character to play as, so. Oh, Jia Chong in this game is awesome. I hate his moveset in Dynasty Warriors 9. I just don't like the War Spear at all. Like, it does not feel like a good weapon. Anytime I played as any of those characters, I would always switch them to something else. Oh yeah, they gave her the epee piercers, which I'm not a fan of those. I like the Trishula better. So much better. They're a more badass weapon anyways. I mean, the epee piercers do make sense. I'll admit that. She seems like an assassin, so the moveset is fitting for her as a character. Just the way that they designed her personality. But I prefer to play with the Trishula. Yes, so this is the definitive edition. So this is available on Switch as well as on PC. You can only download the PC version of the definitive edition on the Microsoft Store, and it includes literally everything. Base game, Extreme Legends content, all of the DLC stages and costumes and weapons. Also, say hello to Paul, everybody. Go check his channel out. We were talking about Dynasty Warriors soundtracks earlier in the stream. And I'd love to hear your opinion, because the last time we talked, Paul, you hadn't played much of the modern Warriors games, and I'd be interested to hear what you think of the newer soundtracks, because they've got a different person working on them since Dynasty Warriors 6, I want to say. Because from Dynasty Warriors 2 through 5, it was Masa, M-A-S-A, working on the soundtracks. And I forget who they have now. But, like, Dynasty Warriors 6 was a great soundtrack. But you could tell it's not the same person. Never played Eight Empires? Is that when they changed their weapons? So... Oop. Come on. That's when they changed their EX weapon. But the weapons are available in Dynasty Warriors 8, Vanilla, and Extreme Legends as DLC. So the Epee Piercers are available as DLC, but in 8 Extreme Legends, they assign, or 8 Empires, sorry, they assigned the DLC weapons to everyone, which some were pretty decent, like, I actually don't mind having Sun Quan with the Flame Blade. Dung Ai, I can kind of take or leave the crossbow blade, but I don't mind it. I don't like the gloves, so the fact that they gave Meng Huo his, like, giant pillar from Dynasty Warriors 6, that's a good idea in my books. But then there's weird choices, like the MA Piercers for Wang Yi, the table for Liu Shan. Like, they gave the motherfucker a table.
Can't let you proceed any further. Sorry, but I'm going.
Planning on visiting the other game soundtracks. So I only played the first few levels on Dynasty Warriors 5 when it came out, and it didn't gel with me. Yeah, I was kind of the... Like, I played the hell out of Dynasty Warriors 5, but I was also kind of in the same boat where Dynasty Warriors 5 just didn't feel like an upgrade. Well, it felt like an upgrade in some ways to Dynasty Warriors 4, but it just kind of felt like a Dynasty Warriors 4.2 or whatever. It didn't feel like a Dynasty Warriors 5 to me. But Dynasty Warriors 4, I'm with you, Paul. That game it's my childhood. Actually, let's pause for a moment here, because I feel like, Paul, you'll enjoy this. Let's switch over to full camera mode. So first of all, Dynasty Warriors 4 is one of my favorite games, and I'm going to show off some of the collection here. So, we've got this, oh, I forget their name. I think it was Angel sent me this awesome Zhuge Liang figure as part of the fan mail. But Dynasty Warriors 4. I need 2 hands for this. Ugh. That's all of my Dynasty Warriors 4. I have the soundtrack. I have the Japanese copy. I have the Black Label North American copy. I have the greatest hits. I have 2 copies on Xbox because one broke. Then I have Dynasty Warriors 4 Hyper, the Russian version. 4 Extreme Legends. Ugh. And 4 Empires. Do I have enough? No. I still need to get the Japanese version of Extreme Legends and Empires. I still need to get an English version of Dynasty Warriors 4 Hyper. Eventually, I'm going to have to get the European version of 4 Extreme Legends and 4 Empires. It's funny because I don't even know if Dynasty Warriors 4 would be my favorite game. Because I've played so much of this one, Dynasty Warriors 8. I would probably argue that Dynasty Warriors 8 is a better game to Dynasty Warriors 4. Just overall. The amount of content and replayability in Dynasty Warriors 8 is just so good. But yeah, Dynasty Warriors 4 is my childhood game. I will always go back and play more of Dynasty Warriors 4. And even after I get everything maxed out and everything unlocked in 4 Hyper, I'm still going to play the shit out of that game. Because that is my nostalgia trip. Yet there is a physical copy of the soundtrack only in Japan. So there's no North American or European physical of the soundtrack that I am aware of. So I actually got the soundtrack as part of some fan mail for Muso May last year from James Gorey. And, like, he sent me a bunch of soundtracks. So I've got Dynasty Warriors 1 through 5. I don't have Dynasty Warriors 6. I have Strike Force, Samurai Warriors 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, Warriors Orochi 1, 3, and 4. And I think those are the only soundtracks that I have.
Pretty good. I am here to help.
But, like, usually if I want a song from a game, I can just, like, throw on the game, record it, throw it into my video editor, because my video editor can actually render videos as MP3s, and that's usually how I get the music for my videos, like the reviews. Oh yeah, 9 is not a good time. Yeah. I usually, like, if anybody is like, should I play 9? I'm just like, I don't know. Play the free-to-play version, and then make your own decision. Because I am not going to be held accountable for telling you, hey, give it a shot. And then you don't like it. Because, yeah. Hey, Tree Branch. To each their own. I don't judge anybody who actually enjoys Dynasty Warriors 9. I just know that it is not my kind of game. Woo! No! That's a big bunch of nope. Haha, there you go. What do you think of that, Lubu? Excuse me. Favorite stage in 4. I really like the Yellow Turban Rebellion. Just the way that it is laid out with how many officers are in it. Chubi and Chengdu are also good good choices. Oh, trying to remember. Oh, what's it called? The one where Liu Bei attacks kind of his family, and Ma Chao is there and it defends them. That's a really good stage. Oh. There's just so many good stages in Dynasty Warriors 4, man. Oh yeah, Hulao Gate's good. A lot of the first stages are really good. In fact, like, I could name more stages that I dislike than stages that I like, because there's just so many that I like and so few that I dislike. Like, I actually am not a fan of the way they designed Wuzhong Plains. Just because, like, in every other game, Wuzhong Plains has been an open area because it is Wuzhong Plains. But in Dynasty Warriors 4, Wuzhong Plains is, like, just a bunch of paths.
My house, our town, they're gone. We've lost everything.
Like, I can't remember how Wuzhong Plains was designed in 6 or in 7, but every other game I've really enjoyed Wuzhong Plains.
Constantly fighting for the sake of the people.
Whoops.
One day, I would like to serve such an honorable man.
I'll be honest, I don't really miss the difficulty of the older games because I'm 31 and I essentially work 2 jobs. The full-time job for that actually pays the bills and YouTube, which doesn't even come close. But like, I don't have time to play through a stage and lose and like just lose all of that work. I don't have the time. I would actually say Dynasty Warriors 5 has the perfect Wuzhong Plains layout. That's my favorite, my personal favorite Wuzhong Plains. Six has a bunch of paths and a little open field in the north. It's been so long since I've played through Dynasty Warrior 6. I need to, though, because I've told this story a couple of times, but I accidentally deleted my save file for Dynasty Warrior 6 on my 360. So I need to get back up to that point so that I can get the last 2 achievements that I'm missing. Which is just to clear every stage on the hardest difficulty and max out every character's level. That's all I need to do. Let's sell off all the weapons. Oh, wait. Yeah. I'm trying to keep the lowest attack for the 1 stars. And I don't know why. Like, it's just because, like, every now and then I think it's cool to just go into a stage with the weakest equipment that you can. I wish there was a just sell all the new option. I just want it all gone. That's all I want. I don't care enough. I've got the DLC weapons. That's all I care about. Alright, Paul, thanks for showing out. Have a good night. Yeah, DW6 streams are very called for. The only thing I don't like is now that I've been streaming from OBS instead of from, like, directly from Elgato, I have to do a lot of adjustments for when I stream from console. Because, when I'm streaming directly from my PC, there's no lag between what's recorded. Like, what I can see on OBS is literally what I can see on my screen. But, the Elgato has a bit of a delay. I think it's 650 milliseconds of delay. So, like, I have to adjust everything on the stream to also have a delay, and certain things, the highest you can set the delay is 500 seconds, or 500 milliseconds. So, like, the chat, I can only have the chat delayed 500 milliseconds, even though everything else will be delayed at 650 milliseconds. So, it doesn't sync up as nicely as streaming directly from PC. I wish you could just, like, throw in a 360 game on PC and play it and still get the achievements. Do you want to listen to a playlist of soundtracks that I created? I mean, feel free to share it in the Discord group. I'll likely listen to it while I'm doing some chores around the house. And I imagine other people would listen to it as well. One thing I like about Odachi 3 Ultimate is you can make yourself OP early on. Oh yeah. Especially if you use one of the DLC stages in Gauntlet mode. That thing is just like a fountain of experience. What would you say is the golden age of Musou games? Oh, that is a tough question, because, like, I feel like Musou games kind of go in waves, and I think we're starting a new wave. Because, like, Dynasty Warriors 3, 4, and 5 were great. Samurai Warriors 1 and 2 were great. Warriors Odachi 1 and 2 was great. Dynasty Warriors 6, not so much. Samurai Warriors 3, also not so much. Okay, where am I supposed to go? Somewhere specific? Looks like there's enemies in the castle.
I will handle the reinforcements from the north. Guan Yu, you deal with the ones to the west, and Zhang Fei will take care of the catapults.
I'll take care of what? But, yeah, like, after Dynasty Warriors 6 and Samurai Warriors 3, Warriors Legend of Troy, like, those were subpar games. Then we had Dynasty Warriors 7, Dynasty Warriors 8, Samurai Warriors 4, Spirit of Sanada, Pirate Warriors, like, practically all of the Dynasty Warriors Gundams, except for the first one. First one came out during that awkward phase of Dynasty Warriors 6, Samurai Warriors 3, Warriors Legend of Troy. But yeah, then we had, like, a little bit of a weird stage with Dynasty Warriors 9, Warriors Odachi 4. Trying to think of the other not so great.
I'm still waiting for a real challenge.
Lord Liu Bei has repelled Cao Cao's forces in the north.
Some people didn't like Age of Some people didn't like Age of Calamity. I did. I just wish it ran a little bit better on Switch. But yeah, I think we're in that, like, new wave of getting another one of those, like, moments of really good Warriors games. Because Samurai Warriors 5, to me, it was a really good experience. Albeit a little bare bones, I still think Samurai Warriors 5 was worth the wait and working through Dynasty Warriors 9, Warriors Odachi 4. What other games have we gotten recently? I mean, Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires was kind of meh, but, like, it's hard to make Dynasty Warriors 9 good. In my opinion, anyways. I feel like Tokenrambu Warriors is going to be a bit of a mix. I feel like it's going to be really good for introducing people to Warriors games and the mechanics. I don't know if it'll be a good one for, like, veterans of the franchise. I feel like Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is going to be a really good game. And I'm interested to see if they're going to do any sort of expansion for Samurai Warriors 5. If they're going to do Dynasty Warriors 10. Are they going to do any other spin-off Warriors games? I'm interested to see what's next.
The enemy is putting up a surprisingly strong resistance. However, we are about to turn the tables on them.
I don't think we'll see a Warriors Odachi 5. I think we're going to see that after Dynasty Warriors 10, maybe. Oh, jeez.
I want you and Zhang Fei to take care of the enemy unit in the west.
And you will deal with the unit in the north. I understand. I wish you the best of luck.
Hey! Horsey! No!
You are a fool to come out here alone. You shall
No
fall
kickback.
prey to my tactics.
Bad.
I'll let you go for now. Don't think you've won.
I'm still waiting for a real challenge.
I shall return after reviewing my strategy.
Oh. I don't have all 3 Muso bars yet, so that was pretty short-lived.
After reviewing my strategy.
Well, the thing is, like, I personally don't think the battlefields are super bland. The big issue is that, like, it's so different because it's an open world game. Like, it doesn't have these paths that you can take. Everything is open, so it's harder to create any sort of, like, map out of Dynasty Warriors 9.
Flames are already spreading throughout the castle.
So the big thing that you can do with Dynasty Warriors 9 is to create, like, hills and make the battlefield more dynamic from that sort of sense. Which it's harder to make a very interesting stage from something like that. So I understand it, and I don't think the stages in 9 Empires are necessarily bad. It's just not good for a Warriors experience. Honestly, I think it would be better if they made a sequel to Warriors All-Stars than to make a new Odachi. The link to the Discord should be in the description of the stream or any other videos. I was open to the idea of it being an open world game because I thought it was going to be more of a pseudo open world, similar to what we got with Dragon Quest Heroes 2. If we got an open world a la Dragon Quest Heroes 2, I think that would have worked out perfectly fine, where you had these open spaces that took you to the battlefields, that were maps very much like this. But, yeah, we got Dynasty Warriors 9 instead. Which, this new Team Ninja project that's based on the Three Kingdoms, I feel like this is going to be kind of like Neo meets Dynasty Warriors 9. I'm going to call it now, because in an interview a while back, the producer of Dynasty Warriors said that they're never going to do another Dynasty Warriors as open world. Instead, what they're going to be doing is taking Dynasty Warriors back to basics and creating a new series that's an open world game based in the Three Kingdoms. So I think they're giving that idea to Team Ninja to work on, kind of like a Neo-esque style game. And I am 100% here for that, if that is the case. Couldn't they make maps for Dynasty Warriors 9 first, then connected them for open world? Well, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, that's essentially what they did with Dragon Quest Heroes 2. Like, there's an open space for you to, like, do your side quests and stuff. But the actual battles themselves took place in maps that look exactly like what you see right now. But I don't think there's been any information on the Three Kingdoms project that Team Ninja's working on. And I'm so hoping that it's exactly what I think it is. And if it is, I am going to be so stoked. Like, I haven't played a lot of Neo 2, and I'm not super big on Dark Souls style games, but I really enjoyed Neo, like the first Neo, for what it was. And after I had played through the demo a couple of times, I'd gotten used to the gameplay mechanics, and I actually enjoyed it. And I feel like that would be the same thing with Dark Souls, if I were to actually play Dark Souls. And I've tried, and I've sucked, like, real hard. I tried playing Dark Souls 3 back when I did the comparison of Neo versus Dark Souls with my friend Sam White. And I couldn't get... Well, I got past the first boss, who is like the tutorial boss. But I couldn't get past the second boss. I could not get past him, and Sam was able to beat him on his first try. And it was kind of the opposite effect when we went back and played Neo together. He had a hard time getting through the first stage area. And then I showed him how to do it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is how you do it. And I got through the boss in one try. And I think it's just because the gameplay mechanics between Neo and Dark Souls are just so different.
Get our brother out of here.
Oh, I think a Spirit of Sonata style game for Dynasty Warriors would be great. But I think they don't need a Spirit of Sonata game if they just make a Dynasty Warriors 10 that's a story-focused game from, like, a specific time period within the Three Kingdoms. Oh, excuse me. Well, I don't know why Dynasty Warriors 6 never got an Extreme Legends, but Dynasty Warriors 9 didn't get an Extreme Legends because they're just not going to make Extreme Legends anymore. It's partly, from what I've heard, it's partly because of the lawsuit between them and Capcom around, like, the remixing of games, and now everything is DLC. So why would you release an expansion when you could just be like, oh, it's a season pass? I think it would be smarter for them to release a season pass as the Extreme Legends expansion. Just for that brand recognition. But yeah, that's just my thought process. What do we want to give Liu Bei as his secondary weapon? Because I'm kind of tempted to give him the rapier. Oh, no, wait. Let's give him the General's Sword.
I must realize my ambition to serve the people.
Alright, Solid Ocelot Snake Liquid. Thanks for coming out. Have a good night.
In this battle, we must follow Master Yuan Shao's orders and crush Cao Cao's forces.
A Final Fantasy Warriors game would be awesome. I don't know how they would do a Lego game unless they make Lego Dynasty Warriors, where it's just like all the Dynasty Warriors characters are in Lego form. But a Final Fantasy Warriors game, Lord of the Rings is a big Warriors game for me. Like that, I want that to be a Warriors game so fucking bad. I feel like they could do Dungeons and Dragons Warriors pretty easily with all of the stories that have been written for it.
You performed great as always. There was no need for my strategy.
Hey, Amir. It's going pretty good. Working my way through the stories for Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends. Enjoying the gameplay on PC. Even though the textures are from the PS3 version, you know, it still looks pretty good, honestly.
Those who stand in the way of virtue shall fail.
Hey, you're tearing them up, brother.
Oh yeah, there's lots of Extreme Legends that, by themselves, just don't add enough, in my opinion. Like, Dynasty Warriors 4, though it's one of my favorites for the classics, it has probably the worst Extreme Legends. The only other one that I would say is not so good is Samurai Warriors 3, because all it is a couple of new characters, and everyone who didn't have a story now has a story. I don't think there's any additional I don't think there's any additional modes unless the edit character story mode wasn't in vanilla. I'll need to replay it to try, or check to see. Base game itself is already good. Never knew that XL and Empires actually exists. Well, the base game of Dynasty Warriors 4 makes up for everything XL and Empires doesn't offer. And I mean, for Dynasty Warriors 4 Empires isn't all that bad as a first Empires game. The biggest issues I have with it are that, like, you can't carry over any of your progression other than maybe level. I think is the only thing that you can, like, character level. You can't carry over weapon level, which is disappointing because I would love to be able to start off an Empires mode with the weapon that I worked towards from the first playthrough. Yeah, Dynasty Warriors 6 on PS2 was kind of like an XL, but the only thing is they didn't release any of the additional content for 360 or PS3, which actually probably would have gotten me to play through Dynasty Warriors 6 a little bit more. I've only played through Taishutsu's story in the PS2 version. That is the only additional story that I've finished. And I wanted to play through Ma Chao's, but I've only played through 2 stages, and then I stopped. Because, like, I was just so angry that, you know, all of that content is available on PS2, a worse console. And yet, I paid money for the 360 version, and I didn't get any of that content that is on the worse version. Like, it felt like, it almost felt like I was being punished for supporting the company that I love on the latest console. Jiang Wei's not really up there on my favorite characters, so I didn't actually notice that he was gone. I also didn't notice that Peng Do was gone. Like, they just introduced him in 5, and he was gone in 6. And then he wasn't even brought back in, like, Vanilla 7. He had to be brought back in 7 Extreme Legends. And I still didn't even notice that he was gone. He's only really important for, like, 2 stages. I feel like there's better suitable characters. Like, Liao Hua just needs to become playable, god damn it. Do you think they'll bring back the Samurai Warriors Chronicles? Or Samurai Warriors characters that were removed in 5? Probably in 6, if they're in the story for 6. Like, it depends on how they decide they want to go. If they think that Samurai Warriors 5 didn't do nearly as well as they wanted to, they might go back to the way that they did Samurai Warriors 4 or 3. And personally, I would prefer if they kept up with what they were doing in Samurai Warriors 5. Because, like, I actually liked the more focused story. I didn't notice that some of my favorite characters weren't in that game because they didn't need to be in that game. Like, would I have wanted Keiji to be in that game? Hell yeah. Do I notice that he's not in that game? And do I think that the game is any worse because my favorite character is not in there? No. I think that game is great, and I think that The story, the gameplay mechanics, all of that stuff is great in Samurai Warriors 5. The thing that I don't like is that they didn't choose to support it after its release. They only did one season pass with some lackluster content, and we're like, yeah, this is it. This is all we're gonna do. Like, we should have at least gotten the past costumes for the characters that were in other games. Like, that's all I would have wanted for Samurai Warriors 5 to at least feel like a complete package. Because, like, I don't know. Maybe we're just spoiled after Dynasty Warriors 7 and 8 and Warriors Orochi 3. But having all of those costumes just made playing through these games that much better. I think depending on the way that the game is developed, cut characters are perfectly fine. Like, what would be the point of throwing the characters from the past Samurai Warriors games that were cut, putting those in Samurai Warriors 5? A lot of them don't appear in the story, so you're not going to play as them unless you play free mode. So would you want those characters to just be relegated to free mode? Because it would be very similar to Dynasty Warriors 6 and Samurai Warriors 3, where you're not going to be playing as those characters and leveling them up throughout playing through the main story.
Perfect timing. I was looking for an opportunity to test my new tactics.
On top of that, you already have like a specific weapon style and a combat system in Samurai Warriors 5 that I think you would just have even more clones in Samurai Warriors 5 if they were to just throw in the old characters. I know it seems weird, but I will defend the cutting of characters, because it gives you the opportunity to really focus on the characters that you keep. And I think it just makes for a much better storytelling if you focus. Now, do I think that cutting characters could lead to a bad game? Hell yes. Like, look at Dynasty Warriors 6, for example. If you try to focus on the entire story of that time period and you cut characters, and not only that, you cut characters and you cut their stories, that's where you get a really bad game. The only character that I think should not have been cut in Samurai Warriors 5 was Ranmaru. Why isn't Ranmaru in Samurai Warriors 5? That's the only one that I think should have been in there. And I was very disappointed that he was nowhere to be found. Plus, the big thing with having certain characters only appearing like a few times, but keeping them unique, the big thing with that is that having them be unique makes the story that much better.
You are alone? What was it that drew you here to me? One can only do so much alone. Learn that and feel shame.
The thing with the clones in Samurai Warriors 5 is that, personally, anyways, it doesn't feel nearly as bad as the cloning in Dynasty Warriors 6. And even, like, Dynasty Warriors 9, I found the cloning in that was a lot... Like, you could feel the cloning more in that game than you could in Samurai Warriors 5. And I don't know what it was that, like, to me, I didn't feel the cloning nearly as hard. And, like, of course, I would prefer no clones. Like, Dynasty Warriors 8, to me, is probably one of the best Warriors games. This, Hyrule Warriors, like the first Hyrule Warriors, I think those are the two big ones that stand out to me as probably the best games, and it's because of the variety. But it just kind of depends, to me, it depends on what they're trying to go for. With Samurai Warriors 5, I knew they were going for a story-centric Warriors game, and I think it worked.
I do not consort with foul beasts such as yourself.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you, Tree Branch. I think that, I think that, like, the fact that only Nobunaga and Mitsuhide aged was such an awkward age up. Like, at least age up the other characters around that same time frame. Like, some of them you wouldn't need to change their costumes like you did with Nobunaga and Mitsuhide. Just give them different hairstyles. Give them different facial hair. Like, that's all you need to do. They did that with, Yukimura's brother. Nobuyuki. And I think they did that with Ieyasu in Spirit of Sanada. Like, that's all they would have had to do with the age up on the other characters. And it would have looked perfectly fine. Like, you could just give Ieyasu slightly longer hair. Like, you wouldn't have to change his model and make him taller. I don't know, give Tadakatsu some scruff. Like, just little things like that can change the age of your character and make that much more sense. No, there are different charge attacks with, if you're using your EX weapon, characters have different charge attacks.
I'll let you go for now. Don't think you've won.
Those who stand in the way of virtue shall
As well as different Musos.
That area shall be ours.
That's where the difference comes in. Like, if you go to their movesets, you can see where the EX attacks are.
Okay, we've had enough of you dragging us all over this battlefield. It's time to silence you for good.
I am Li Dian, your worst nightmare.
You must have angered the heavens to face me in battle.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, you're real trouble, aren't you?
Oh.
Can't be helped. I shall withdraw before things get too serious.
Well, fine. Be that way. Get.
Brother, I'm glad you are safe.
to see you. How did you survive?
I have been in Shu province, lending my life briefly to Lord Southsow, and doing some tasks for him to repay the mercy he showed me. It goes
I'm so
against
glad they
my
gave
oath to
Guan Yu a blue
none
outfit.
other than my sworn brother, and I ask forgiveness.
Well, I said that because, to me, it felt like the way that the charge attacks were done in Dynasty Warriors 3.
Maintain our vow to live and to die together.
And you? You have joined my brother's cause.
Oh.
So, what next? We've done everything you and Shao told us to.
That man desires power only for his own selfish ends. If we continue to fight with him, we will never see the land we desire. My apologies. You have only just joined us, and now I fear we will be homeless.
Oh. I need to get a massage.
About me. The spear of
Oh.
exists to serve you alone.
Also, I think I'm going to call that a night. I'm getting tired. My throat's getting scratchy as fuck. Ugh. Tree Branch, I believe there is a Japanese voice option on PS4. I think it might be DLC, though. I don't think it's available in the actual base game. I could be wrong. It could actually be in the base game, but I think it's DLC. I don't want Dynasty Warriors to have hyper attacks. I don't like hyper attacks, personally. What they did in Samurai Warriors 5 wasn't too bad, though. Oh. Anyways, everybody, thank you for coming out. I am tired and ready for bed. Trying to remember how I close these out. Don't forget to join the Discord group. If you missed any part of this stream, don't worry, you can check out the VOD over on the second channel. It usually gets uploaded within the next few days. Gildart Gameplay is the second channel, so go subscribe to that. And of course, I will see you all in the next stream.